Joining me now to discuss the refugee crisis in Belarus, as well as around the world, is Professor Danny Shaw, Senior Research Fellow for the Council of Hemispheric Affairs. Thank you so much for joining me, Professor.
Thanks, Scotty.
You know, this refugee issue, it's nothing new, but it continues, especially in the modern day. And I have to ask, do you feel like countries these days are using refugees almost as political weapons?
That's the accusation coming from Germany and Poland against Lukashenko in Belarus. Belarus has to contend with its own issues. There's sanctions from the UK and the US against the Belarusian people that have been very cruel. And that was what we heard in Lukashenko's statement. You all want to stifle, sanction, and blockade us and wage a hybrid war. Don't expect any type of cooperation on our behalf.
Well, and that's the thing. You know, there is more. I feel like that sometimes there is more anger. And I'm not even just talking about the present situation, obviously what's going on with Belarus, but also at other countries. There's anger at countries who are trying to stop illegals, Poland, United States, from illegals or those migrants from crossing to the borders. There's more than that, the anger at the corrupt governments causing people to actually want to leave. So why do you think that it'd be better for global pressure to be used to put that kind of pressure on corrupt leaderships and governments and cause those governments to change so that people might not want to leave their home countries en masse?
Yeah, I think there's a lot there, Scotty. For example, today is the 10th anniversary of the murder of Muammar Gaddafi in Libya, the 10th anniversary of the overthrow of the Jamahiriya leadership in the 1969 Libyan revolution. And what has that caused? That has caused millions and millions of people to flow through Libya in search of a better life somewhere in Europe. But what did NATO, what did the U.S. do to Libya, the richest country in Africa before the NATO bombing, invasion, and dismemberment? Today, a country locked in tribalization, divided and conquered. So this catchword corruption, I think we have to redefine these hybrid wars, these ongoing wars against the Iraqi, Afghani, Palestinian, Venezuelan people, and so many other examples. It's going to spark millions and millions of people to try to find a solution because they've been defuturized in their homeland.
But then you look, and I hate to group all of those countries together because I think each country deserves their own attention as they each have their own problems. But sometimes what's happening, the refugees are coming from that country. They're trying to escape. They're going to other countries. It's like a snowball. And there's not enough being done, I think, to actually, it's one thing just to pour money into it or to threaten, but those corrupt leaderships, and it's not in every single situation you mentioned, are still staying in power. So what is the best way to handle that so that people actually want to stay in the country? I doubt refugees want to leave their own homeland if it was a good place for them to live in the first place. Why are we not doing more to try to facilitate healthy countries, healthy environments, rather than trying to motivate or giving motivation to politicians to push people out?
Well, when you say we, if we're talking about the U.S. government, whether it's under the Biden
I'm talking about
leadership or
all
Trump
leaderships. I'm not even talking U.S. government. I'm talking about why, as we as a global community, not wanting to foster a good, healthy relationship in these countries themselves.
Within that we, there's the 99.9%, and within that we, there's the 0.01%. And there are powerful stakeholders from the U.S. and England and France and the neo-colonizing countries who have a huge interest in continuing to exploit, plunder, and recolonize Africa, South America, the places where there's so much natural wealth. So I think the people in power, despite their rhetoric, really have no interest in solving this migration crisis, which is not a crisis of migrants or a crisis of quote unquote illegals. I would never call any human being illegal. It's a crisis of neocolonialism and neoliberalism, a failed economic model that continues to be predatory versus the vast majority of humanity.
And yet here in the United States, we're seeing time and time again that just continues to cause more problems, and who's going to pay for it? And we're not the only country that's having to deal with that issue. Thank you once again for sharing your insight into it, and you're right. This is probably a small amount that is causing harm for the bigger picture. Thanks for joining me, Professor.
Thank you.